The truth is, there is nothing to attain for the mind and body. See this, burn them, be free. The mind and body are not who you are. They are tools, temporary, borrowed. They were given to you and they will be taken back. When you say, I must attain, who is it that must attain? It is the mind and body speaking. The body wants pleasure, the mind wants meaning. Together, they spin an endless story. When we get this, then we will finally be whole. When we achieve this, then we will finally rest. But look closely. They have been saying this all your life and they have never kept their promise. Each time you attained, the hunger came back. Each time you rested, the restlessness returned. Because the mind and body were never meant to be satisfied, they were meant to chase. Their very nature is to want, to strive, to seek. The moment you see this clearly, not intellectually, but with the force of revelation, you stop taking their whispers as truth. You stop treating their demands as commands. You stop being their servant. When I say burn them, I do not mean destroy the flesh or silence thought by force. I mean see them clearly that their tricks lose power. You burn their authority, you burn the belief that they must be obeyed, you burn the illusion that salvation lies somewhere in the future after some attainment. And when the burning is complete, you are free. Free to use the mind without being ruled by it. Free to move the body without being dragged by its cravings. Free to live, to work, to love, but not as a beggar for fulfillment. This is liberation. Not that the mind and body are gone, but that their demands no longer hold you hostage. You have burned the false master. You have come home to yourself. When I say burn them, it is not just philosophical, it is practical fire. When you push the body past its laziness, its cravings, its demand for comfort, when you make it sweat, strain, suffer, you are burning its compulsions. You are proving to it that you are its master, not its servant. When you push the mind past its chatter, its fear, its bargaining, when you sit in stillness, when you face the truth without flinching, when you act without wanting for the world's applause, you are burning the mind's endless negotiations. This burning is not masochism, it is cremation. You are not punishing yourself, you are setting fire to what enslaves you. Yes, it will feel extreme. Yes, it will hurt. But that single fire is far cheaper than 1,000 tiny deaths every day. So, when you take the body to its edge, when you take the mind to silence, when you stay with the discomfort instead of running, you are doing the very thing I mean, burning them and becoming free. When you push the body past its laziness, its cravings, its demand for comfort, you are dismantling its throne. The body has been allowed to rule you. Feed me now, rest me now, give me pleasure now. When you make it sweat, when you push through the rep your muscles want to escape, when you refuse to stop simply because it hurts, you are teaching the body that it is no longer the master. You are burning the body's compulsions, its addictions to dopamine, its slavery to food, its avoidance of discomfort. Every sprint, every push up, every hour of discipline is a funeral pyre for the weakness that has ruled you. You are not fighting the body, you are freeing it from its chains by taking away its crown. When you push the mind past its chatter, its fear, its bargaining, you are dismantling its illusions. The mind is a constant commentator, forever telling you what might happen, what might go wrong, forever bargaining with life. I will do this if I am rewarded. I will be good if I am appreciated. I will take action if success is guaranteed. When you sit still and refuse to be hypnotized by thought, when you stare straight into fear without retreating, when you act without waiting for applause or certainty, you are burning away this endless negotiation. You are turning the mind from a noisy master into a quiet, obedient servant. The fire here is not destruction for its own sake, it is purification. It strips away everything false. What remains after this burning is clarity, power, and freedom. You are just stumbling upon a secret that the world will never know. The man who seeks to attain will be a beggar his entire life. Because attainment means tomorrow, and tomorrow means hope, and hope is a beautiful name for suffering. When you see that there is nothing to attain, you have ended the cruelest joke that existence plays on man. Burning the body, burning the mind is not masochism. It is the cremation of their faults. You are not punishing yourself. You are simply refusing to carry what was never yours. The one who seeks pleasure is seeking to end pain, but his seeking is the pain. When you no longer wish to arrive anywhere, when you no longer wish to become anything, you are already free. This is why I tell you, you can either spend a lifetime collecting shiny trinkets or you can set fire to the collector himself. The path is the path of 10,000 deaths. The second is a single beautiful clean death, after which there is only silence. The problem is not the trinkets. It is not money, not status, not lovers, not houses, not kingdoms. The problem is the collector. The one inside you who believes that collecting will one day make him whole. That if he can just have a little more, he will finally rest. You may collect for a lifetime, but the collector never sleeps. He will always want more. He will whisper in your ear until your final breath. Setting fire to the collector means seeing, with unflinching clarity, that there is nothing to collect, that no amount of collecting will make the collector disappear. So you burn him, you stop playing his game, you watch his urges rise and fall, and you refuse to move. This is not passivity, this is liberation. You still live in the world, but you no longer live as a beggar. You can enjoy a trinket when it comes, but you no longer kneel before it. When I say burning the body, burning the mind is not masochism, I mean this. Masochism is pain for the sake of pain. It is self-punishment. It is born of guilt, shame, self-hatred. But the burning I speak of is not punishment. It is purification. You are not torturing yourself. You are cremating what was never truly you. When you burn the body, you are not harming the flesh. You are burning the compulsions of the flesh, the addictions, the laziness, the need for comfort, the endless demands for pleasure and indulgence. When you burn the mind, you are not destroying thought. You are burning the constant chatter, the endless negotiations, the bargaining, the whining, the compulsive comparison, the search for approval, the search for identity. You are burning everything that was handed to you by the world, the fears, the hopes, the shoulds, the fake dreams, the entire theater that keeps you a hostage. This is not punishment, this is freedom. Punishment makes you smaller, burning makes you clear. When the false is cremated, what remains is what is real. What remains cannot be touched by praise or insult, gain or loss, victory or defeat. That is why I say, you are simply refusing to carry what was never yours. You are laying down the weight of 1,000 borrowed identities. You are choosing to stand naked before existence, and in that nakedness, you are free. When you burn the body, you are ending its dictatorship over you. You are breaking its grip the way it constantly pulls you toward the path of least resistance. It always whispers, choose comfort, choose safety, choose pleasure now. Burning the body means you stop being its servant. You wake it up at dawn even when it screams for sleep. You push it into effort when it begs for ease. You do not obey its craving for sugar, for lust, for distraction. You discipline it until it is no longer your master. When you burn the mind, you are ending its endless negotiations with life. The mind is forever scheming. What will they think of me? How can I be admired? What must I do to feel secure? It keeps an endless scoreboard of who praised you, who insulted you, what you gained, what you lost, who is ahead, who is behind. Burning the mind means you refuse to play these games. You stop trying to fix every insecurity. You stop believing every fear. You stop bargaining for approval or safety. You let the mind scream and you watch until its voice loses all power. The world gave you dreams that were never truly yours. Be successful, be rich, be respected, be loved. You run after these borrowed dreams for decades. But when you burn them, you are not becoming empty, you are becoming free. Free from the leash of expectation, free from the prison of comparison, free from the endless loop of craving and crashing. This burning is not punishment because punishment seeks revenge. Burning seeks liberation. Punishment hurts you and leaves you smaller. Burning hurts you and leaves you vast. You are not killing yourself, you are killing the imposter. You are cremating the actor that wears masks for the world. And when that funeral is over, what remains is not a dead man, but a free man. A man who does not flinch when fortune changes, a man who does not beg for applause or fear humiliation, a man who can finally be still because he is no longer bargaining with life. So, when you take the body to its edge, when you lift the weight one more time after it feels impossible, when you run even though your lungs are on fire, when you choose discipline over the sweet poison of comfort, you are burning the body's demands. You are telling it, you are not in charge. You do not dictate my life. Each drop of sweat becomes a spark in the fire of liberation. When you take the mind to silence, when you refuse to be hypnotized by its endless chatter, when you do not chase every thought like a dog after a stick, when you simply sit and see, you are burning its noise. You are showing it that its games, its fears, its bargains are no longer your master. When you stay with the discomfort instead of running, when you do not escape into pleasure, distraction, or validation, when you let the fear burn, the craving burn, the sadness burn, you are standing in the fire itself. And in that fire, everything falls, is reduced to ash. This is what it means to be free. Not that you never feel pain, fear, or hunger, but that they no longer own you. You can feel them fully, let them pass, and remain untouched at your core.